If you're looking to earn a certification of any kind in the next 3 to 6 months, you need to set up a workspace that is conducive to learning. So let's do just that. Hi, I'm Noah, and in this video, we are going to break down a notebook framework that can be applied to any certification you may be going after in the next 3 to 6 months. Security Plus, check. CCNA, check. OSCP, check. All of these are covered by this framework and it is very simple to follow along. So the first thing that we need to do is we need to understand our course structure. What are we actually learning and how is the course structured? Every course is going to be different. Security Plus is going to be different than OSCP, but understanding how these courses are organized will help us better fulfill our notes. But normally you can think of it in 3 categories. Up here we have our domain. So this is pretty much the thing that you're learning. So for PNPT or PJPT, it's mostly going to be Active Directory. And then below that, you kind of have modules or subdomains. And we'll draw this in brown. And these are going to be kind of your sections, right? You're going to have enumeration. So on the topic of AD, enumeration, I'll just abbreviate it, and exploitation. So we're kind of breaking it down and we can go even further than this. Let's go even further down. And these are going to be the lessons. So you're going to say, hey, for each of these sections, each of these modules, we have different lessons. And these are the specific things, the specific topics that you're learning within your module. So for enumeration, let's just say, hey, we learn about passive enumeration. We also learn about active enumeration. We learn about OSINT. We learn about all these different things that enumeration is and is not. Same thing for exploitation. We have like exploit development. We learn about Metasploit. My font is much too big. Just imagine that says Metasploit. But this is the level where things start to get very individualized, very containerized, and we start to understand. But we can take it even one step further. And this is where it folds in later in the video when I talk about actually putting these things into notes. So we're taking the theory that I'm writing down here and putting it into our notes. What does that actually look like? And this is the level that we get at. And this level, if I can change colors, is, again, we go down one more here. I'm not going to do an example for every single thing, but these are kind of the commands, right? The actual hands-on keyboard commands and edge cases is what I'll say. Commands and edge cases. So after we break down the sections to this area, we are now learning the actual commands, the hands-on keyboard things that we are going to use in order to, again, come back up here, in order to learn Active Directory hacking, right? This is where we do the nmap commands. This is where we learn the Google dorking. This is where we learn the scripts and the libraries we need to write exploits. All these different things are in this red box, and this red box is what we actually put into our notes. So we're kind of getting an understanding of the structure, and let's look at an example really quick. So this is the Practical Ethical Hacking course from TCM Security. This is their course for the PJPT and the PNPT. And if you scroll all the way down here, they have all this stuff, but they actually show you the curriculum or the syllabus that you're going to be following on this course. And this is really helpful because it matches exactly what we just talked about. And the domain is simply the course, like Active Directory hacking, what the course is trying to teach. That is the domain. That's that blue box that we just drew. And then we can break it down into sections. So we have the introduction section, note keeping, networking, setting up the lab, introduction to Linux, Python, etc., etc., etc. That is those brown boxes that we drew with enumeration and exploitation. These are these big sections. And remember, we broke it down even further into the lessons. So we had exploitation, and now we're going to learn lesson by lesson what actually falls in that category. And for the PEH, it's reverse shells, it's stage versus non-stage, metasploit, blah, 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 blah. So that is you're kind of seeing in real life how our framework is applying to this specific course. And then of course, while I can't show you what's in these videos and in these lessons, what you learn in this is what's going to be in that final red box. What you learn in these videos and the commands you learn, the syntax you learn, is what you will be writing down in your notes. So let's talk a little bit about notes for a second. I've been talking on and off about, okay, this is how, this is the kind of things we should be putting in our notes, but how do we actually take notes? What's the best way to organize our notes? So let's talk about it just a little bit. And I believe that good notes are really up to the person who is taking them. And the best thing that I've learned through the many certs I've done, and especially the OSCP, is there's a lot of fluff, right? Most courses have fluff, and that's not a bad thing. This fluff content is probably not intentional, but in reality, a lot of things are overlapping, and it's not new novice content, right? It's all just kind of generalized and not very useful to us. I mean, thinking about the OSCP, right? We have readings, we have videos, and we have labs. I'm going to redraw this and say that's a computer. And we have labs, right? We have readings, videos, and labs. And obviously, the most important one and the most impactful are going to be the labs. Because this, or at least I believe it's the most impactful, because this is really breaking it down, the hands-on keyboard. This is the active learning. When you're reading the article or when you're watching a video, yes, you can still learn things. You can still write down things that you learn in your own personal notes, but that doesn't matter. All of this stuff is fluff until you take it and apply it to the lab. And that is where note-taking kind of gets confusing. Okay, Noah, you just told me that learning by doing is the best way to learn something, but how am I supposed to write down learning by doing? What does that actually look like? And that's a very valid question, so let's get into it. I just said that learning by doing is the best and that readings and videos aren't as useful as the labs, but if readings and videos are the best way to provide the content from a learning provider standpoint and labs are the best way to practice them, what do I write down? And it kind of is cert dependent. And what I mean by this is it depends on what kind of cert you're going for. If you're going for a red team cert, then you may want to write down exact commands or like syntax, or that was a really bad Y, or syntax, just things that you can get caught up on and slow down your attack methodology, your attack process. That's what I do for a red team cert. For a general cert, like a Security Plus or any of those general certs like that, I would write down any definitions and be super specific on anything that confused me. So very much situational use cases and appliances of those definitions that I'm learning. So like understanding the difference between business email compromise and normal phishing. What is the difference? And then write down a specific use case. So why are they different? How are they different? And then a scenario that applies to each of them. Going down even further, the last kind of cert that makes sense, at least in our space, is a blue team cert. How would I take notes if I was doing a blue team cert? And while I don't have any myself, I would more so write down patterns that I'm noticing. So if I'm looking through network traffic and I want to find a C2 server, I'm going to write down a Wireshark filter to find that C2 server. So like your HTTP method, HTTP, I think it's request method, and this is a Wireshark filter, and its handwriting is terrible, equals post, right? So we're looking for any outbound traffic that is sending post requests over intervals of time. And this is how we find C2 servers. So something like this is how I would organize my notes if I was doing a blue team cert, noticing those patterns and those exact commands that I need to recognize the patterns. Before we go, let's look at a real example from my notes. This is the PJPT notes that I took on that practical ethical hacking course. So the course we saw a little bit earlier in the video. And as you can see, it's organized the exact same way. So we have our domain here at the top, the PJPT, AD hacking. Then we break it down into those sections. Remember those brown boxes. We have enumeration, Active Directory, post exploitation. These are all the big sections, the modules of the course. And then in each of the modules, we have the individual lessons. So let's look at attacking AD initial attack vectors. So now we're inside of a lesson that's inside of a module. So you're kind of just get to see the structure here, and the breadcrumbs in Notion make it a little nicer to see here. And you see the way I'm doing it is I like to use these H3 headers, and then in the H3 headers are those commands, those edge cases. So looking at LMNR poisoning, for example, we can scroll through and see all of these commands, right? We see our command, we see exactly the kind of things and the syntax you need to perform this attack. And again, this course is one example of many, but this is how I organize it. This is how I framework my certs, and every cert I do this for, and it just helps me stay organized, and more so it helps me come back when I'm taking the exam, when I need to reference my notes. I will come back here and say, man, I'm stuck at Active Directory portion. I'm stuck at post account compromise. I don't know what to do after I get creds. Well, I have this very neatly organized. I can click into here and find any edge cases, any useful commands to move me forward. Ultimately, your learning and how you take notes is up to you. But I hope that this video gave you some good ideas on how you could organize your notes, and take this idea from me and make it your own. Just like how I did with the PEH, you don't have to follow this exactly. Do what you want, do what's best for you. But that is going to be it for me. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in another video next week.